Nigel Farage was on the BBC's Question Time yesterday, and he covered a lot of topics that. In today's video, we'll watch and react while also going over some of the most recent news from across the nation. However, before you do, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our rapidly expanding community. This includes Star's Labour relaunch. Because of the nature of the show, there were always going to be some disagreements, and one of these disputes involved both Nigel Farage and Alastair Campbell. Just to let you know, we have a new British brand. Great Again t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at british.com or check the link in the description. So as stated in the intro, Nigel Farage and Alastair Campbell clashed in a heated exchange on Question Time over Brexit's legacy, with the Reform UK leader Brandon Campbell. Campbell expressed disappointment that Keir Starmer's recent speech had not addressed Brexit, which he claimed had caused so much damage to this country. Farage responded with obvious disdain, first saying, "Oh dear," before launching into a more forceful rebuke. This sparked the confrontation between the biggest loser in history. Keep an eye on it. Just one last thing, Nigel claims that immigration is the major bursting issue, which disappointed me. I felt let down. Keir didn't bring up Brexit because, in my opinion, it has caused a great deal of harm to this nation. I apologize, but Andal refuses to acknowledge that you are the biggest loser in history, Alice. Move on, you won, it's over, you're the worst winner. Get over it. It was 8 years ago. It's done you cause you've never taken responsibility for what you've won. It's done. No, we're independent, we're free, and we're not part of that Eurozone that's collapsing around its ear. I'll tell you what you are, I'll tell you what you are. You're somebody, and we've seen it already tonight. You're somebody who will exploit any problem going for your own eichel ends. Brexit was a fundamentally damaging thing to this country. That is your one legacy. And you now don't even want to talk about it because even you know that it has damaged this country. It's made us poorer, it's made us weaker, and it's hit our standing in the world. I got say this major decision was taken 8 years ago. It gave us the chance, gave us a chance, gave us the CH to control our borders, all those things, and sadly this didn't done in Nigel's way. It would all have been. Would you rather be like France right now or Germany now? The comparison is what we would be if we'd have stayed in 5% of your economy. No, we join the euro. If you had your way back 30 years, what you'll do is a different. Hang on, don't talk at the same time. It's over, the war is over. I'm sorry about that, Nigel, because I think you'll find war country know that you've taken their F and they will get it back. Move. When Keir Starmer criticized Whitehall culture in a speech at Pinewood Studios, the Prime Minister sparked controversy by implying that too many Whitehall residents were content with the tepid bath of managed decline. What do you think of this? Let me know in the comments section. In other news, union leaders who represent civil service employees have responded angrily to Starmer's statements made during an address intended to reset his premiership. In his speech, Starmer disassociated himself from radical reform, saying, "I don't think there's a swamp to be drained here," but he continued to criticize what he perceived as a lack of ambition in White. Paraphrasing JFK, the Labour leader voiced anger at what he saw as an unduly cautious attitude, saying officials don't say anything or do anything too ambitious, set targets that would happen anyhow. He said, "You choose change not because it's easy but because it's hard." Dave Penman, the leader of the FDA union, was furious and accused Starmer of breaching the trust of federal servants. "They feel betrayed, and I don't think the PM realizes how hurtful his remarks have been." The BBC was informed by Penman that he specifically disapproved of Starmer's rhetorical choice, saying, "Here we are 5 months in with that Trumpian language that's getting used." Penman went on to say that rather than concentrating on decline, Starmer might have highlighted the amazing work the civil service does. Deputy General Steve Thomas, Secretary of Prospect, the union cautioned against using civil officials as scapegoats for policy shortcomings. Reform it might even be required. For years, civil service unions have stated that they are prepared to cooperate with the administration, he said. In response, Starmer promised a significant cultural shift away from a declinist mentality in his policy document. Thomas called for pay reforms to address the unmanaged decline in parts of the civil service in order to compete with the private sector. Party leader KMY Banu responded conservatively, citing Starmer's speech as proof of Labour's shortcomings. The address was described by Bino as an emergency restart of Starmer's premiership. Her comments yesterday also led some to point to Dominic Cummings, Boris Johnson's former right-hand man who left Downing Street after losing a power struggle with Johnson's partner Kerry, who was eager to dismantle the so-called blob to increase efficiency in the hall in response to the comparison the ex-vote Leave made. She implied that Labour had not been prepared for government when it won the general election in July. The mastermind stated that they weren't expecting Cummings to be the major news, but it's amusing that M's team worked it out in a matter of weeks, whereas the brain-dead Tories couldn't in 25 years. He added years later, but it was still good to see the BBC headline. Cummings was correct when he said that MPS would spend years more tearing the nation apart rather than tearing up the North Coast. The country was exhausted by the ongoing bureaucracy, and as the Eurozone show heats up, it won't be long before the BBC makes headlines. Brexit was the final less than 24 hours before the royal family gathers at Westminster Abbey for the Christmas carol service. Princess Kate and Prince William send a greeting. Late on Thursday night, the royals released a statement expressing their gratitude to Charlie Massey, an artist who created a unique illustration for the event. Massey made a custom illustration that will appear on the front cover of the Order of Service at the event. It reflects the concept of love and empathy and highlights how important people are to one another, especially in the most trying times of life. The pair posted on social media. Awaiting our time together at the Westminster Abbey Christmas Carol service tomorrow, which will celebrate love and empathy during this joyous season. We are grateful to Charlie Massey for his outstanding illustration of this year's subject. The image of Mass shows a group of people holding hands as they make their way through the snow towards Westminster Abbey. It features the moving words, "How did I help you were by my side," which was everything. What do you think of the topics we covered in today's video? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you haven't already, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, and good